abuse, that just doesn't fly anymore. And I think that's heartening. And I overall liked that movie, despite finding that extremely problematic.
In 800 feet, slight right onto the I-20 West ramp.
Filmmakers of the year. You wrote a great essay about him in the LA Times.
Slight right onto the I-20 West ramp, then merge onto I-20 West.
What do you think that film represents in Scorsese's career?
I mean, I used the word elegiac when I was saying it on my top 10 list. That word is maybe overused of late, but I think it's a great one because there's something very meditative, ruminative about that film. You know, you think Martin Scorsese's greatest gangster movie before this was Goodfellas, and arguably, I really like Casino as well. But, you know, a movie that has so much ramped up kinetic energy in the camera work and in the psychology.
Continue on I-20 West for 4 miles.
You get excited, you get kind of high watching that movie. The movie achieves a contact high almost. And that is not the case in The Irishman, even though the movie is really entertaining and there are colorful characters and great moments, and the violence almost feels anecdotal in that kind of rat-a-tat way that he has. But by the end, this movie is 3.5 hours long. It's playing on Netflix. You can watch it in 2 parts. You can watch it all in one sitting, as I did both times I saw it. The ending slows to a crawl, and it's about, Frank Sheeran, the main character, is a real man, and him looking back at his life of crime. And it says so much, I think, about the futility of crime and just what happens when you are sort of the middleman doing everyone's dirty work and there is no one left to look after you at the end, and your family has turned on you, and you have just countless numbers of people with blood on your hands. And I think coming from Scorsese, there's something really authoritative about The Irishman. I mean, here's someone who, has made great gangster movies, maybe will continue to do that, but there's a real finality to that movie in what it says about the genre.
If you're just joining us, we're talking to our film critic, Justin Chang. We're talking about the movies of the year, and we'll talk more after we take a short break. This is Fresh Air.
Support for 88.5 GPB Atlanta comes from listeners like you. And Georgia State University. GPB Atlanta is licensed to Georgia State University, ranked among the top universities in the nation in commitment to undergraduate teaching. More information is available at gsu.edu. And Georgia Farm Bureau. The Farm Monitor airs each week on GPB TV, offering information on the food Georgians eat and the farmers who grow it, plus other information on Georgia agriculture. Airs Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 6.
Support for NPR comes from this station and from Warner Brothers Pictures, presenting Just Mercy, based on the true story of a modern hero, starring Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx, and Brie Larson, in select theaters Wednesday, everywhere January 10th. And from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
This is Fresh Air, and if you're just joining us, my guest is our film critic, Justin Chang. He's also a film critic for the LA Times, and we're talking about the movies of the year. What are some of your favorite performances of the year?
Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems. I have done my share of Sandler bashing like anyone does in this job after a while. But at the same time, he's been a fabulous actor when given the right material in movies like Punch Drunk Love and The Meyerowitz Stories. This is my favorite performance of his in Josh and Penny Safdie's thriller. Antonio Banderas in Pain and Glory, the film from Pedro Almodovar, which just missed my top list on a different day, would probably make it a wonderful, deeply moving, humane performance as a character who is a fictionalized stand-in for Pedro Almodovar himself. Zhao Tao in Ash's Purest White, Chinese actress, who's been in the director Jia Zhanggu's work for, she's his constant collaborator, and she just gets better and better. This is a performance that I think is fully equal in its impact and its resonance to Robert De Niro's great performance in The Irishman. Everyone in The Irishman is just fantastic. Jennifer Lopez as a stripper turned grifter in Hustlers. I wouldn't necessarily classify this as a comeback, but I think that this movie utilizes her incredible star wattage and presence in ways that movies too rarely do. Lupita Nyong'o in Us. This is a dual performance in Jordan Peele's terrifying horror thriller. Another movie about class and the haves and the have-nots, and Lupita Nyong'o plays a woman and her murderous double in this movie, and it's just a mesmerizing performance. I Film Critics Circle Award for Best Actress. I think she is being taken seriously in a way that she absolutely should. And Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, another movie that is crammed with pretty great performances, but just a great star turn. And I think that as good as Leonardo DiCaprio is in that movie, it is very much Brad Pitt's movie, as you come to realize at the end. I just loved him in it.
I think they're both great in it. I think we should also mention Scarlett Johansson, because she was so good this year in both Jojo Rabbit and Marriage Story.
She's terrific in both those movies, and I say that as someone who's no great fan of Jojo Rabbit, but I think she brings humanity and warmth to that role of Jojo's mother. And I think she's terrific in Marriage Story, and I think she's doing in some ways the hardest job of anyone in that film, because it is very much largely the Adam Driver character's perspective that which some have interpreted rightly or wrongly as the Baumbach perspective on that movie, but she is just effortlessly believable in that movie, and yet she's also juggling a lot of technique.
And I want to say something about the other star of Marriage Story, Adam Driver. I'll preface this by saying many of our listeners might know he walked out of an interview that I was recording with him. I say that just for disclosure. But I thought his performance in that film was terrific, and it had one of my favorite film moments of the year in which he sings. It's a song I love, and it's a very, very compelling performance of that song. A really wonderful moment.
It's a great performance. I love Adam Driver in just about everything, and I just think he gets better and better. And he was in a lot this year. He is in the new Star Wars movie. He is in The Report with Annette Bening. But Marriage Story, I think his work there, just takes it to another level.
Cats will be in theaters. I know a lot of people have seen the stage musical of Cats. I have to preface this by saying you did not like this film. I'm going to read a couple of lines from your review. Given how often the movies tend to
In 800 feet,
stereotype
keep
felines
left
as
to stay on
smug,
I-20
pampered
West.
homebodies, there are certainly worse characters one could spend time with, though I am hard-pressed at the moment to think of many worse movies. I say this with zero hyperbole and the smallest kernel of admiration. Wow, that is really not a positive review. How do you feel writing a film review like that about a beloved musical, which apparently in your
Keep
opinion
left
does
to
not
stay
turn
on
out well
I-20
on
West.
screen?
No, it doesn't. And but I have to say, Terry, I'm kind of grateful that this movie exists, because
Continue on I-20 West for 5 miles.
Something that is as just jaw-droppingly surreal and misguided and just weirdly compellingly bad as this one to be released at Christmas by a major studio. It's both the Christmas gift and the Christmas coal, as it were. And I think this movie would have been better, actually, just without this ghastly visual design that Hooper has come up with, where you have these human actors wearing cat ears and sporting tails and covered with digital fur, and they're not quite cats, they're not quite humans. That whole hybrid look works perfectly well on the stage because of the magic of stagecraft and live performance, and here it just looks so wrong. Your eyes never adjust to it, and you just sort of, your heart goes out to even actors who I think acquit themselves as well as they can, like Ian McKellen, Judi Dench. And this movie, since the trailers emerged, has just been the joke of the internet, and you don't want to just pile on and feed that, and you don't want to prejudge the movie. You want to go in with your eyes wide open and think, I know what I know, but this could be good, darn it. But it wasn't.
Will be in movie theaters, the movie based on the women at Fox News who came forward about Roger Ailes and got him forced out of Fox. I think Charlize Theron's performance as Megyn Kelly is really excellent. What do you think of the film?
I agree with you. She's excellent, and I think she's better than the movie is. And her performance goes for a level of realism. It's just uncanny how much she looks and sounds like Megyn Kelly in the film. But the rest of the movie doesn't live up to that standard. You have Nicole Kidman as Gretchen Carlson. I think Kidman's good in it, but there isn't that same level of verisimilitude. You have Margot Robbie as a fictional, somewhat composite character. You have John Lithgow under a lot of what appears to be a lot of prosthetic makeup as Roger Ailes. I found the movie really slipshod in a lot of ways, and yet powerful at others, because I think that this look inside the corridors of power at Fox News and Margot Robbie has this scene with Lithgow. It's a sexual harassment scene, and it is painful and heartbreaking to watch. I think scenes like that are really powerful. The rest of it feels a little bit SNL sketch level in terms of, look, that person's playing that person, and it throws you out. And I think that the movie, I think, has to negotiate this tricky ground in terms of making heroines of people who, depending on where you fall on the political spectrum, may strike you as heroic or villainous or somewhere in between. And I don't think ultimately the movie is gutsy enough to be truthful about those characters in a way. Even, I think it sort of hedges, and it feels like I have a real skepticism of necessarily rushing to make movies about events that are still fairly recent. I mean, it's not that it's too soon, but I do think that filmmakers and the director, Jay Roach, in this case, didn't have the time to grapple with this in a way that would have made for a more thoughtful and analytical film.
Well, Justin, it's been great to talk with you. I wish you happy holidays and a healthy and fulfilling 2020 with good movies.
Thank you, Terry. It's always a pleasure. Happy holidays to you.
Thank you. Justin Chang is Fresh Air's film critic and a film critic for the LA Times. After a break, our critic at large, John Powers, will have his annual Ghost List, his list of the best things he read, saw, or listened to, but didn't get to review. I'm Terry Gross, and this is Fresh Air.
In the last 12 months, Georgia created a new governor, slashed its state budget, lost a sitting U.S. senator, and passed a law banning abortion after about 6 weeks.
Candidates on both sides have said this will be kind of a rallying issue heading into state legislature races in 2020.
I'm Ricky Davington. GPD political reporter Stephen Fowler joins me to look back at the historic year in Georgia politics. Listen later today on All Things Considered from 4 to 6 here on
In half a mile, keep left to stay on I-20 West.
GPB Atlanta comes from monthly sustainers. And Brunel University, where earning an accelerated graduate degree in as little as 1 year is possible. Classes start January 6th for 100% online degrees. More information at online.brenau.edu.
Keep left to stay on I-20 West.
Mobile banking, mobile deposit, and online banking with Bill Pay to help simplify daily life. Because some things are bigger than banking. Data fees may apply. Learn
Continue
more
on
at
I-20 West for 2 miles.
Online banking.
This is Fresh Air. As each year comes to an end, our critic at large, John Powers, invariably regrets all the things he was not able to cover. And so he makes what he calls his ghost list of the best things he saw, read, or listened to, but somehow never reviewed.
Few things haunt a critic more than loving something and not being able to share it. Every year I wind up being plagued by the hungry ghosts of the things I wasn't able to review. Dog-eared books, dust-covered DVDs, TV shows and songs that rattle the windows of my playlist. Each December, I try to placate them with this ghost list before time runs out. Fittingly, I begin with an artist whose work draws much of its wonder from otherworldly spirits. I'm talking about Hayao Miyazaki, the 78-year-old Japanese who's the greatest animated filmmaker alive. Over the last year or so, G-Kids has been bringing out fabulous collector's editions of his best films on Blu-ray and DVD. You still can't stream them. Miyazaki doesn't do brash American animation, with parrots voiced by comedians and bushels of pop culture jokes. Often beginning with childhood pain or anxiety, he taps into deep psychic wells and Japanese folklore to conjure worlds that teem with invention. Like the 12-legged cat that's a bus in the beloved My Neighbor Totoro, or the enigmatic amusement park of his masterpiece, Spirited Away, whose 10-year-old heroine is plunged into a wonderland as slippery and surreal as Lewis Carroll. Watching Miyazaki, you enter a realm of pure imagination. Things are distressingly real in Netflix's Unbelievable, a series based on a true story about the victims and pursuers of a serial rapist. It begins with a young Washington state woman, Marie, played by Caitlin Dever, whose life collapses when male cops bully her into retracting a claim she's been raped. Then, 2 years later outside Denver, a series of identical rapes start being committed, and 2 female cops from different cities, that's Merritt Weaver and Toni Collette, realize they may be chasing the same man. Here they've just met, and Colette's character starts explaining what her perp did,
He proceeds to rape her for 3 hours, on and off. I mean, same thing with my victim. Stopping and starting for 4 hours. Huh. Well, after he did the showery thing, by the time she gets out, he's gone. Took her sheets, her pillow, blankets.
Same with mine. You left the scene so clean you could eat off it.
My team searched every dumpster within a 2-mile radius, every trash can. They scoured ditches. We dragged a pond, hoping to find something. The gun, her sheets, or...
No luck?
Nada. I mean, I got a few leads from the neighbors. Cable guy, some folks thought was a bit creepy. Which he was. He's a cable guy, so... Anyway, he checked out. There were a few other shifty dudes, some with assault records, but I just cleared the last one yesterday, so...
In a quarter mile, keep left to stay on I-20 West.
And methodically, and without melodrama. Its 8 episodes not only take the time to show the cost of sexual assault on its victims, but the show's deliberateness only heightens the ironic sting of the series' title. What's truly unbelievable isn't Marie's story about being raped, but how she's not listened to by those supposedly there to protect her. There are, of course, other ways that women are ignored. Take the case of Nancy Hale, a hugely acclaimed short story writer from the 1930s to 60s. She had 80 stories published in The New Yorker. But like many women artists, her work seemed to vanish into the ether. I'd never even heard of her
Keep
until
left
the
to stay on
invaluable
I-20
Library
West.
of America brought up Where the Light Falls, a collection of her stories chosen and introduced by Lauren Groff.
Continue on I-20 West
Recalling
for
writers
5
like
miles.
Virginia Woolf and John Cheever, Hale's stories tackle many topics, from unwanted pregnancy to the fear of nukes. They usually center on characters who must come to terms with ways of living unlike their own, like the young man who prefers the earthy honesty of Finnish immigrants to his own prosperous family, or the abandoned wife who discovers her affinities with a Jewish escapee from the Holocaust. If Hale is a great rediscovery, one of 2019's greater rivals is Mati Diop, a Senegalese-French filmmaker who became the first black woman to have a film in competition at Cannes. It's titled Atlantics, you can see it on Netflix, and boy is it a terrific debut. Set on the outskirts of Senegal's capital, Dakar, this sensuously photographed movie starts off seeming like a romantic tale about a young woman, Ada, engaged to a smug rich guy, but secretly in love with a construction worker, Suleiman. But after Suleiman sets off on a ship in search of work, everything changes. We grasp that we're actually in a magical realist ghost story that's also a political movie about poverty, immigration, and women's freedom. Reminiscent of moody, poetic horror films like Cat People and I Walked with a Zombie, Atlantics ushers you into a mysterious new world. I also love being ushered into the not-so-old world of 1969 Los Angeles in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino's movie itself has no cause to wail from neglect, but I do want to say a few words in praise of the well-curated musical soundtrack. Rather than wallpaper the movie with iconic hits, the cuts from the likes of Deep Purple, Buffy St. Marie, and Paul Revere and the Raiders perfectly serve Tarantino's vision. They offer a somewhat skewed version of a famous year. The payoff comes with the Rolling Stones' Out of Time, a track about kissing off an old girlfriend. We're used to songs being repurposed in degrading ways. Just think of that Amazon commercial, which shows ecstatic consumers to the strains of Ave Maria, for crying out loud. Tarantino does the opposite. He takes a song that's not in the Stones' pantheon. Rolling Stone magazine ranks it their 82nd best. But by playing it over the slow build to the climax, he achieves cinematic alchemy. The song deepens the movie's fatal sense of time passing, not only for those menaced by the Manson family, but for an entire era of Hollywood. And the movie deepens the song, uncovering emotional resonances we'd never before noticed. You'll never hear Out of Time the same way again. And with that, it appears that I'm out of time too. So Mick, take it away.
You don't know what's going on. You've been
west for 20 miles.
Think Emory. Eat-Swear specialist pioneered angioplasty, and more than 850 heart transplant patients found a new lease on life. That's the Emory difference. For a next-day appointment, visit emoryhealthcare.org/heart.
Holiday Magic, brought to you by Shane Company.
Green gemstone earrings, because her eyes still captivate you.
A gold bar necklace engraved with the coordinates of where you met, because it was love at first sight.
A ring with a sparkling white sapphire to symbolize your promise.
I'm Tom Shane, and Shane Company jewelry really is magic. You'll capture your story with something that'll last forever.
Each of these great gifts is under $300. Our non-commissioned sales team is warm and welcoming. We'll help you find perfect gifts, like our stunning London Blue Topaz pendant with white sapphire accents for $185. It's a great value for a sophisticated look, and the matching earrings are $215. Put one gift under the tree and one in her. Come in and unwrap the magic of jewelry.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company, open weekdays, Saturdays, and Sundays from 9 till 9, and online at shaneko.com.
Nothing says Christmas more than snow angels, a crackling fire, and a big dash to get gifts when your husband's family decides to visit for the holidays after all. Flits in and flits out at JCPenney. It's the final days before Christmas. Shop and apparel for the family at 25% off. Or get an extra 20% off your JCPenney credit card coupon. Use it to get 70% off select gold and silver jewelry. JCPenney. Offer valid through 12/24. Credit offer subject to Adidas, Champion, and other exclusions apply. See jcp.com for details. Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Amazing. It's kind of like being showered with cash from above, which would also be pretty amazing. It's so amazing that millions of people a year are getting their cash back matched. They just can't get enough. So whether it's raining down on your head or raining into your bank account, it's your cash back. And Discover is matching it. Discover Cashback Match. What are you waiting for? Learn more at discover.com/match.
Pick up your iPhone and tell Siri to play V103. Don't believe me? Try it. Back to the big 4-4. Look at that, my Gucci is about that time. With the big
In 2 miles, take exit 24 for Georgia 61, Georgia 101 toward Villa Rica, Carrollton.
Saan ulit? Pauwi na ako. Shots. I'm back. Salamat. Ano ba yung music na yan? Pahamak naman. Salamat, Shots, sa iyong pag-video. Malapit na ako mag-stop sa sa Walmart. 40 minutes na ako biyahe ko. Ang traffic saglit. Kunti. Ang sama ng panahon. Okay, mag-drive lang talaga ako. Kailangan. Naantok pa naman ako. Kung matulog, ewan ko lang. Pagod na sila magbantay sa baby ko. Ay. Buong maghapon. Hindi ako nakatulog. I wish to sleep because last night no sleep. Today no sleep.
In half a mile, take exit 24 for Georgia 61, Georgia 101 toward Villa Rica, Carrollton.
Almost there. Yay. Look at outside. Bad weather, ugly climate.
Take exit 24.
Oh boy. Got a headache for not sleeping.
In a quarter mile, keep left at the fork to continue toward Georgia 101 South, Georgia 61 South. left at the fork, then use any lane to turn left onto Georgia 101 South.
Those thoughts too, but some questions can help you move forward. Visit findyourmbcvoice.com for an interactive guide to help you learn the next steps to take after an MBC diagnosis and how to ask the questions that lead to an open and informed conversation with your doctor. Start finding your voice today at findyourmbcvoice.com.
Use any lane to turn left onto Georgia 101 South, Georgia 61 South.
But the vehicles
in a quarter mile, continue straight onto Georgia 61.
A lot of greenhouse gas emissions. That's why ExxonMobil and Synthetic Genomics are developing algae biofuels that can reduce emissions from all those trucks, jets, and ships by half. The upshot? A future where your deliveries are just as good and greener. Learn more at energyfactor.com.
This holiday season is a great time to use, but it's an even better time to save. Buy 3 coolers, get 1 free with paid standard installation. Use your Restore credit card and get 12 months special financing on qualifying purchases of $6.99 or more. Don't forget to take advantage of our $24.99 conventional oil change. Buy 3, get 1 free through January 1st at MTB. Eligibility may vary for tire disposal and TPS service required at $3 oil disposal fee.
Continue straight onto Georgia 61.
Subject to credit approval, terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
If you're like most folks, you work hard for your paycheck, but still want the time and money to do the things you're passionate about. That's why you should trust Varo. Varo is a mobile banking app that understands that every dollar counts. They don't take advantage of you with overdraft fees. Plus, they have live customer support 7 days a week. Visit VaroMoney.com/radio to learn more. That's VaroMoney.com/radio, or download the Varo app today. Bank account services are provided by Bancorp Bank. Member FDIC. See VaroMoney.com for more details.
If you're looking for some great presents this holiday season, you're going to love the huge selection of gift cards at Kroger. Gift cards make a perfect present for everybody, especially if you're working on your last-minute list. Just head to the gift card section at Kroger, and you'll find something for everyone. Choose great gift cards for stores, travel, and streaming services.
Continue on Georgia 61 for 1.5 miles.
Starbucks, and so many more.
Head northeast on Northeast Hickory Level Road, then continue straight to stay on Northeast Hickory Level Road.
If 2019 was another
Continue straight to stay on Northeast Hickory Level Road.
Haven't you considered an information
Head east toward South Carroll Road.
Is it because you're not a math whiz? That's all right.
Head southwest toward South Carroll Road.
Computer career. Helping people start their IT career is what we do. You could start yours in as little as 4 months. Campus or online classes meet just twice a week. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Make new year, new career your resolution at mycomputercareer.edu.
Getting on the boss's good side is just you giving yourself positive affirmations. You never have to fake laugh at the boss's lame jokes because you're hilarious. And awkward chit-chat with the boss would just be awkward chit-chat with yourself.
Saglit lang, magpagasolina yan. $29 unleaded. Oh, it's cold outside. Oof, 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 it's so cold. Oh boy. Hello, kumusta kayo? Ang Pasko nyo dito pangit, maulan. Hindi nag-snow pero maulan masyado. Waiting for the fuel to finish. For the pump pala. Fuel pump. How much is it? Let me see. I can't see. $21, $22, 9 gallon, 10 gallons, 23. Tulog muna tayo. Saan ang pasyal? Hindi ako maglalakad eh. Saan ang biyahe? Oh boy, $30, 13 gallon. Double and half the ang charge. 14 gallon. Aabot pa kaya ito ng $40? Ang mahal ng gasolina. Oh, $35. Okay. Got it. $35 yung gasolina. Let's go to Walmart. Music na to. Kasi ang ingay ng seatbelt kasi naman.
Head east toward South Carroll Road.
Oh, nakalimutan ko pala yun.
Head north toward Northeast Hickory Level Road.
Cars. Wala yung Walmart ngayon full. Napuno na ng daming tao. Okay, go.
Turn right to stay on Northeast Hickory Level Road.
Dami ko ng utang sa'yo, Doris, sa pagmasid. Ay, tingnan nyo yung daming tao dito. Shish, lang parking. Saan ka mag-park? Puno na sa dami.
Head northeast toward Northeast Hickory Level Road.
Hirap mamili pag ganitong araw. Nako, wasting my time here. Kahihintay sa mga tao. Hanap ng parking. Sana doon lang pumunta ako. Sa kabilang banger. Please release me. Let me go. Come on, people. Let's go. Let's go. Someone is Let's see my friend. Oh. Go. Mayroon din dito umalis. Nakahanap din ng parking. Sana hindi ako banggain ng isang to. Or ako, hindi ko siya mabangga. Yes, got it. The parking. Let's go. Naman tayo magtagal doon eh. Ano ba yan? Hindi na ako makakita dahil sa kakatabo ng ako. Shit. Anong klaseng umbrella to? Ayaw magbukas. Balikan na dito at aalis na tayo. Ayun. Kapag umbrella na rin ako. Ayan guys. Walmart muna tayo. Shish. Tablo na yung mukha ko sa ang hirap naman itong ulan. Maulan na panahon, mamili. Shish, buti pa magstay sa bahay. Pag mag-isang oras na ako mahigit dito, tapusin ko na itong LS na to. Hanggang sa dulo, walang hanggang.
Head northwest toward Northeast Hickory Level Road.
Mayroon siyang malaking Christmas tree. Hot cocoa. Mga regalo pang New Year. Excuse
Head south toward Northeast Hickory Level Road.
It's 98. Mango is 98 cents. It's almost $1, so it's 50. Isang pirasong mangga is 50 peso. This one is big. Grapes. Maybe I will let her try. Maybe not. Ang ganda ng mango. Wala ko ng bag.
Attention all associates, toy, we have call line 2, toy, line 2.
I found it. Section for feet.
Baka doon yan siya. Pasyal. It's 4:22. I don't see any. This one maybe. I need one of these. What is this? I think like this she needs to feed. Oh yeah, I have to find that to feed her. Let's see. She need a sippy cup, the one with a handle on it, for her to hold it. Let's see, which one is it? She needs a sippy like this, 6 months plus. What? 4 months plus? It's too many to get two. I need only one maybe. Let's see this one. This is 4 plus. No, we don't need that. How about this one? Six plus. O sige. Mamaya na lang, okay? Bye-bye. Thank you sa pagnambay nyo, guys.